Hey everyone, listen up! I think I might have the longest list of failed relationships on Earth. If exes were like collectible items, well, I'd probably have my own museum. Full of artifacts from the past. Sometimes when I look at my love life, it's like I'm watching a comedy drama on Netflix. I laugh at all the silly stuff, but deep inside there's a little sting, right? They say experience is the best teacher, but with all the exes I've had, it's like I've enrolled in a PhD program in heartbreak studies. It's tough, but let's admit there are some funny parts too. Like those times you thought they were the one, but they ended up being the one that got away. Honestly, I'm not proud of having so many exes. Who wants to always be hurting? But that's just how it is, isn't it? Part of the journey, as they say. Each one of them brought a lesson. They brought laughter, tears, and a ton of why me moments. Sometimes I wonder, what is it about me that makes me feel like I have a subscription to heartbreak? But instead of moping, I just turned it into content. Just kidding. I used it as a stepping stone to get to know myself better. Because with each one of them leaving, a piece of the puzzle of who I am gets put together. So if you feel like you've been through a lot, don't worry, girl. We're in this together. Love is like unlimited rice. You think you're satisfied with the first serving, but you still look for more. That's how my heart used to be, always hungry for love. That's probably why I let just anyone into my life. I'm not saying it's wrong to love wholeheartedly, but sometimes we need to save some for ourselves. The kind where even if you're left, you're still whole. My love life is like a long episode of It's Showtime with laughter, tears, and a miscue and a portion where I ask myself, why, Lord? But in the end, there's always the audience reminding you that the show must go on. So here I am now, ready to share my amazing journey through the world of exes with you. Not to brag, but to show that no matter how many times you've stumbled in love, there's always a reason to get back up and strut again. Remember, every heartbreak is just a rehearsal. It's preparing you for your grand performance with the right person at the right time. So hang in there, my friends. Let's turn our pain into punchlines and our heartaches into high fashion. Because in the end, the most important love story is the one with yourself. Okay, let's start the exploration. First up, Mr. Perfect but jealous. Oh boy, when you're with this guy, you feel like you're in a fairy tale. Always flowers, surprise dinners, and his texts are sweeter than condensed milk. The problem? Even your like on your neighbor's dog's picture is a big deal. His jealousy is off the charts. You think you're going to a party, but really you're going through an FBI clearance. We broke up because I realized love shouldn't feel like a prison. I want a partner, not a warden, so bye-bye, possessive prince. Next. Then there was Mr. Cool, Calm, and Doesn't Care. This is the guy who'd rather play Mobile Legends than go to your family reunion. At first I thought, wow, he's so chill. Turns out, chill is just another way of saying I don't care. When we had problems, his only answer was, it's fine. It's fine? I'm practically having World War III in my head and he says, it's fine. It's so hard to love someone who's like a rock, no emotion, no reaction. The ending, I was the one who said, okay, let's break up, and his answer, okay. At least he was consistent, right? Crazy. There was also Mr. Ambitious. This is the guy who'd invite you to a wedding, but for tomorrow. Because today he's still busy with his career. I get the focus, the drive. I'm super supportive of that. But to the point where you feel like you've become his job side chick? Hold on, I was always at the bottom of his to-do list, after send email, attend meeting, and work overtime. I realized I deserve someone who can balance work and love, not someone who treats you like a project they'll get back to when they have free time. So, before I got archived in his life's folder, I resigned. And of course, we can't forget Mr. Funny Guy. This is the guy who'd make you burst out laughing when you're with him. It's fun, right? The problem was, he couldn't take anything seriously. Even our future, he'd turn into a joke. When I asked him, where do you see yourself in 5 years? He'd answer, in the mirror. It was funny at first, but over time it got tiring. How can you build a serious relationship with someone who turns everything into a punchline? We needed more than just laughter, we needed a plan. So even though it hurt, I had to end the comedy show. Love isn't just about the good times, it's also about facing the serious stuff together. With every breakup, it's like I enroll in a new subject at the University of Heartbreaks. From Mr. Perfect but jealous, I learned the lesson on self-worth 101. Before, I thought his jealousy was a sign of love. Turns out it was a sign that he didn't trust me, and even worse, it made me question myself. Moving on from him was tough because I was attached to the idea of a perfect love story. But when I learned that peace of mind is more important than flowers, little by little I felt lighter. I learned that true love liberates, it doesn't imprison, and my freedom to be myself, that's non-negotiable. With Mr. Cool, Calm and Doesn't Care, my major was emotional communication for beginners. Wow, it's so hard to love someone you can't talk to properly. This is where I realized that communication isn't just about speaking, it's also about listening and understanding. Moving on was pretty easy because it felt like nothing was lost anyway. Just kidding. But seriously, it taught me to be more vocal about my needs. I won't expect my partner to guess how I feel anymore. I need to say it. I need to demand to be heard. And if he doesn't want to listen, then he's not the one. With Mr. Ambitious, the lesson was balancing act me, you, and our dreams. This is where I understood that in a relationship, both of you should be growing, not just one. One person can't always be adjusting. It was hard to move on because a part of me hoped that one day he would have time for me. But one day never came. I learned that you can't build a future with someone who constantly puts you on hold. I had to choose myself. I had to pursue my own ambitions instead of just being a cheerleader for his, and when I did that, I felt so empowered. And with Mr. Funny Guy, my final thesis was about the gravity of love. I learned that joy and laughter are important, but they're just the foundation. A relationship needs the weight of commitment, trust, and serious conversations. Moving on was sad because I lost a best friend and a source of laughter, but I realized I needed more. I needed a partner in crime, a co-pilot, not just a court jester. In all of this, the most important thing I learned is this. Every relationship, good or bad, teaches you something about yourself. Moving on isn't about forgetting, but about accepting the lesson and using it to become a better version of yourself. So after all the exes and the drama, what now? Well, I'm still unstoppable. I learned so much, everyone. I learned that heartbreak isn't the end of the world, it's just a redirection. It's like Waze. If there's a road closed sign, you don't stop. You find another route to your destination, which is happiness. Don't be afraid to love again. Yes, it's scary to take a chance, especially if you've lost several times, but how will you know if you'll win next time if you don't try again? Just be smarter this time. My advice to you, know your worth. Never, ever settle for less than you deserve. If you're looking for a complete love, don't settle for just bits and pieces. Be clear about your non-negotiables. If you don't want a jealous person, a lazy person, or someone who doesn't prioritize you, then stand by it. Love isn't like a mall sale where you just grab whatever's available. It's about finding the perfect fit. And while you're waiting for that, focus on yourself. Make yourself beautiful, make yourself rich, be happy on your own. So that when the one arrives, you'll greet them as the best version of you. Remember, moving on is a choice. You can stay in pain and bitterness, or you can choose to get up and keep going. It's not easy, and it's not quick. There will be days when you still cry, and that's okay. Just cry it out. But afterward, wipe your tears, fix your crown and strut again. Don't let your failed relationships define you. They're just one chapter in your life's book, not the whole story. You are the author, and you decide what happens next. So to all the heartbroken, the hurt, and those moving on out there, a big group hug. No matter how many exes, no matter how much pain you've been through, there's always hope. There's always a new beginning. The day will come when you'll look back at the past and laugh. You'll say, wow, I got through all that. And when the right person comes along, all the pain will be worth it, because every heartbreak taught you how to love more truly, more wisely, and more completely. And that, my friends, is true unstoppable power.